Welcome back, and today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about one of the two previous units that were on the summon over this last weekend. One of them being Valeriya. This is who we're going to be talking about in this video. The next video we will be talking about Here, who is widely considered the best tank of the game. And honestly, I can't disagree with them. It's just I don't do a whole lot with my tanks. I just build them tanky and call it a day. So first things first, let's go ahead and get into Val. I call her Val because I forget how to say her name all the time. I currently have her geared in Soulbound Arcana. Decent a bit of attack. She is fully skilled because she was one of my early legendaries that I pulled. I currently have her A1, which we'll go over in just a second. So her talent is increases of defense and attack based on lost HP up to 60% at 30% HP. This is great for her being in the chaotic faction, which, speaking of which, she's chaotic and nightmare, dual faction. I've ran her in a nightmare comp for guild boss for the longest time, especially when she was still bugged, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But so her A1, 20% damage to one enemy. She just puts damage out. She also does put out some vulnerability with her one of her passives. It's smashes one enemy and within two tiles ahead, dealing 300% damage and inflicting vulnerability. That's a 20% vulnerability during the ultimate. Each attack reduces plunging splash by 3 seconds. It happens every 20 seconds, I guess. So she does it more often when she's ulting. That's great. Will of Steel, her other passive, when HP drops below 30%, restores 6% HP. Triggers the following effect instead. During the ultimate, the hero enters the unwielding state upon taking fatal damage and dies immediately when the ultimate ends, which can be triggered up to one time per deployment. Now, this used to be that if she got to this point during her ult, she could be healed out of it. Now, when she got healed out of it, she wouldn't die immediately after the ult ended, which was great. So there was like a split second between her when her ult ended and then her dying. If she got healed before that, or if she didn't take any damage from somebody else in that time period, she would not die. And it made it a great guild boss because you just trigger her ult right before the scorching spit move, and she would during the shield phase, and she'd just, do damage to herself and ramp up damage big time on the boss. So her ultimate is manual, which is great because it does damage to her. It costs 900. You start out with 700, lasts 16 seconds. And ultimate, or during her A1 makes it so that she gains 100% attack speed while in the ultimate, which is great, kind of. So she increases her damage by 120%, and each attack consumes 10% of the current HP and generates 1 stack of power of the sword, up to 8 stacks. Now, this is current, so if she's at 10% HP already, that's only going to do 1% per hit. So it's going to scale down. So if she's at 100% when it starts, it'll do 10% of her health. And then she'll be at 90% of her health, and then it'll do 10% of that. So it'll do 9% of her health. So it's of her current health. This won't be the reason she dies. I don't believe. I believe if you get her low enough, she could potentially. But I don't think so. So, power of the sword. What that does is burst damage to the main target increased by 50% with each stack after the skill ends. So, the hero cannot be healed during the skill, and when the skill ends, deal 440% burst damage to the main target and 4 targets around them. Now, this is fully skilled up, like I said, but this increases up to 8 times. So, that's up to 400%. So, this goes up to 880% damage for a big burst at the end. So, this does a ton of damage. She has also got an arena cost reduced, which puts her down to minus 4 cost in the arena. Her general cost to place is 17? Yeah, 17. So that puts her at 13 in the arena, which is huge. She is absurdly good in single target arena. Back when sustain arena was still around, she was also very good there. So, Awaken 1, like we said, plus 100% attack speed when she enters her ultimate. A2, plus 5% attack, and her base attack is 672, so let's see. 6172 times 0.05 plus 308 attack. So that's pretty good. Awaken 3, during the ultimate, ignores 20% of the enemy's defense. This is huge as well. That would make her do a ton more damage, especially in Guild Boss 2, I believe. Crit rate plus 8% at Awaken 4. Sure, you can build her with less stats, but honestly, when you get to this point, you're probably not worried about an extra 8% crit rate, unless you're like a 99% crit rate or 95. But generally, later game builds, you're overcapping crit rate. You're not sitting at under. A5, now this is where it gets pretty big. During the ultimate, there is a 50% chance to accumulate 2 stacks of Power of the Sword for each attack up to 12. So this puts her up to boosting it by a maximum of 600%, pushing that to 1040%, I believe. That is a huge amount of burst damage, and you can ult with her in Guild Boss pretty often if you time it right. I have trouble with the timing. I did run her for a little bit, and I also ran her in a chaotic comp for a while. But yeah, she is an absurdly good hero. She's also real cool looking, all decked out in armor. No, I never realized that. She's actually one of the very few that don't have any kind of jiggle physics. Cool. She's too badass for jiggle physics. So, let's get into places where you could use her. First off,
I strike true. Behold thy dread.
Let's look at her ratings, and let's see if we disagree with it. Nope, use her in there. Use her in Void Rift all the time. Single target, she's my main team. Faction Trials, obvious. Immortal Codex. I don't think I've used her in any Immortal Codex. So this one I'm a little iffy on. I'll take a quick look through there. Drake's Chasm, yep, she's great there. Gear Dungeon 2, she's amazing at. Tide, sure, she builds BP pretty well. Guild War, I mean, I'm not sold on her in Guild War just because you can't choose when you do her ult, and she's pretty easily killed if, it's done at the wrong time. Gear Raid 2, I haven't used her there, but I guess I could see how she could be used. Yeah, I could see that. She could tank through some stuff with her ultimate, making sure you get a kill off. EXP Raid, sure, but she only does AoE on her ultimate. Whatever. Same with Gold Rig. Titanic Ruins. I could see her being very good in Titanic Ruins. I don't think I've really used her too much. I've probably thrown her on an offbeat team. Gear Dungeon 1, not really. Gear Raid 1, again, not really. She doesn't really do any AoE damage. And Arena AoE, obviously, she doesn't do very much AoE, so that's that. And Gear Raid 3, the only use that I could see her being is to being placed so that she takes the hit from the boss. And Arena Anti-Air, she's completely useless in. So, let's see. Does this go into how people recommend gearing her? Player ratings. Okay, so the player ratings are just... Okay, yeah, sure. Let's see. Let's see if she is in any teams here. Oh, hey, we have a... Alright, so here's one team that has her in one of the top teams. It's number 82. I didn't do a full in-depth search throughout the rest of these. I just kind of scrolled real quick. But she's doing over 100,000 damage? Million? Something like that. Yeah. She's top 4 damage dealer on this team. And she's below Silas, Arrogance, and Hex. So let's see how they have her build. Yeah, so Ageless Wrath, Infernal Roar, high attack speed, high attack, high crit damage. Makes sense. She does a ton of damage, and if you time her out good, it's not too bad to use her. So let's check Guild Boss 2, and actually, you guys get to see the rewards that I get from my first 50k chest, because I have officially managed to get 50k. And I will show that here. 66,689. So that was I was pretty happy with this run. It was difficult. The second stage of phase 2 was, I think I came down to like a second left before I beat it. But let's go ahead and let's grab these first. Let's see, anything good? Okay, cool. Okay, three ancients, 1 regular, a bunch of these, which I have far too many of. Recasting hammer, which I don't use. Only a handful of diamonds. One of these, refining crystal. That's handy. And then 40 gleaming meteorites. We'll use that. And now let's see what we get from this. Okay, another 2 ancients, putting me up to 66. 100 gems. Okay, yeah, can't complain about this. So, let's see if there's anybody in Global who is using her in Guild Boss 2. I'll go ahead and search through this real quick. Alright, so I did a quick scan over Apocalypse 1 and 2. I didn't see anybody using her. I could see her use there, but, you know, other people apparently did not. So, Gear Raid 1, wouldn't use her. Gear Raid 2, I could see using her. Gear Raid 3, she'd be useless in, other than just tanking the hit from the boss. Gear Dungeon 1, I could see maybe some use for her, but most of them are magic susceptible, so she wouldn't really be doing a whole lot here. I don't use her here, and that's not where she's best at. I never realized this was the music that was on this one. Interesting. But Gear Dungeon 2, I do use her, and she is almost, like, she's got to be one of the top. Yeah. So, she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 6. So, I use her. Let's see. This is my current team. I don't have them geared. But what I'll do is I'll do a quick... I'll gear them up real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, I got them all geared up. I'm just going to do an auto run, and hopefully it works. I'm not positive that this is the correct gear on them, but you will get to see where I use Valeriya, which is where everybody uses it, but it's in this tile right here. So, we gotta get this through this first stage, but you see her there. And pretty much what she does is her job is to take out this person right here. So let's see if I have her geared well enough. It looks like it. I am doing this with power dominance. There's no point not to do it with power dominance when you've already beaten it. I don't feel like going through the trouble of gearing people that much better. So let's see. Okay, she's good. So Nocturne takes out this magic one now. Hopefully, if I have him geared well enough. Did I put gear on him? It doesn't look like I put gear on him. But either way, you see what Val does. She takes out these people and all that. I don't believe I have gear on Nocturne. I have to check that real quick. And let's hope the challenge again would pull me out of it, not just put me right back in here. Yes, let's look at the defeat screen again. Yes, let's clear EXP raid to get this beat. Yep, that's about what I figured. I forgot to gear up. Let's see. Let's put you in that. Oh, Hex got something like that. Oh, let's see. This works.
Prepare your will.
Alright, now we'll be able to do a run on it. Alright. Take 2, right? So, look at all this again. This guy comes in, screeches at us. We knock him away with Edith. It took me a while to be able to beat this because I didn't have Edith. The moment I pulled Edith, it just became so much easier. I've seen some people do it with Root, and it works. I just didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. So, Val wasn't there. Now, the plus side with her in this dungeon, specifically this dungeon, is Volca will power up and that move will do more damage every time somebody dies. However, it does not interact with Valeriya because of the way she dies, I guess. So pretty much because she dies due to, looks like, yeah, it's not going to be enough. Unless, yep, nope. Okay, so this is going to be another loss. No big deal. Pretty much what, the reason she doesn't interact is because she dies of an ability, I guess. I'm not entirely sure the reasoning behind it, but yeah, that's why it doesn't power up Volca, which, let's see. At any point, does it go over? No, it doesn't look like it does. So, 2 types of clones restores. Yeah, okay, we know that. Split. Yeah, I don't know. But pretty much she powers up every time somebody on the field dies. Val helps stop that. because she dies of an ability not being killed, I guess. I don't know the details about it, but hey, I'm not going to complain about it. It works. I also use her in AMR. Now, AMR, I need to make sure he's got his gear on, because he is my tank. There's a lot of people who can fill the tank role. I just use Abomination because I build him tanky. See, he's at, 75k HP, 100% crit rate, pretty high attack, speed. Pretty much, Val just does her job of doing damage. Now this run can fail because I forgot to change Val out of the artifact. And let's see, yep, that's a failure because she summons the guy right in the way where Abomination needs to be. So let's go ahead and make a quick change there.
Taste my claymore.
You can have, go with your exclusive. Honestly, I'm not sure how much better her exclusive is. I'm sure once you get it ranked up, it's really good, but she does 30% more crit damage during her ult. I mean, that's good and all, but see, she's already doing a ton of damage without the crit damage. But as you can see, she just does a ton of damage here, and you just burst down the boss. I mean, it's nothing too special. Oh, cool, a high drop. But she does the most amount of damage, and she does the most amount of damage quick. So that's why she's there. That's why I use her there. Single target arena, I currently don't have that open. However, let's
see what the cards have in store.
Might be able to. Let's see. Friendly face off. Arena. Single target. Really? This must be his. Okay. Yeah, this is my single target arena. Pretty much. I changed it out so Valderon goes down first, but she does a good bit of the damage of it. And I took her out of the tank role of it, just that way I could use her ultimate regularly. But let's see, where else? Yeah, that's about it. Oh, Void Rift. She is huge in Void Rift. I use her pretty much weekly in Void Rift. Nightmare Void Rift, that is. So let's see what this first phase is. Just grab this stuff, that way I don't forget. North Throne. So let's see, do I have her in the first stage at all? Yeah, I do. So
behold thy dread lord.
Let's just throw gear on these guys real quick.
Behold thy dread lord.
Still have gear, yes you do.
Your queen has arrived.
You can go ahead and get this gear, why not?
Your queen has arrived.
You
will
don't matter.
The blaze begins.
You're good. You need some gear.
Trembles at the sight of my blade.
Let's put you in that. That works.
The realm trembles at the sight of my blade.
You have gear, right? No, you don't.
I strike true.
Let's throw some gear on you. Let's not throw that on you. We will take this instead. Why not? Nope, not that. This. Yeah, this. That works. Maybe. There we go.
Even
Alrighty.
blind, I
So
strike true.
Yeah, that might work. Watch, it won't even be the team that I have there. Let's see. I'm not even sure what map this is, so... Oh yeah, this team is not gonna succeed because this is not...
My daggers feed on you.
So pretty much, these two go here, Val goes in the middle. Dahlia goes here and does her damage. But yeah, I don't have Dahlia geared, I don't think.
Welcome to my savage garden.
Let's see. Oh yeah, she's not geared at all. So this isn't gonna succeed at all.
The blaze begins.
What's his name already died. But pretty much she's just there in the middle doing damage. I'm not even gonna bother running the rest of this because there's no point, it's just a waste of time. It's gonna be a loss. But that's how that goes. I use her as a fill-in DPS, and she's just good at it. She's good DPS. She doesn't really bring any other utility. I mean, I suppose the vulnerability she does bring, but that's not why you're bringing her. You're bringing her for her DPS. But that does it for this. Let me know if you have any other places you want to know if she's useful that I missed. I don't think there's any other places in the game that I missed her. Oh wait, that's right. Immortal Codex. Let's see, where would she be useful in Immortal Codex? Maybe Lord of Styx, she could put out damage. Arbiter of Frost maybe for damage, but I mean, that's more dot damage. Conqueror for her small bit of AoE. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any places to use her in Codex. If they come out with something that you need like melee damage for, sure, I could see that being useful, but she can't even be placed in Furious Torment, and the rest of them, there's no real point to place her. In Furious Torment, there's no point to place her either, but yeah, I don't see any why. I forgot to do the tank codex. Good number though. But yeah, I don't see any use for her in a Immortal Codex. Yeah, that does it for this one. She's good in the promotion rates where it makes sense. Endurance, melee attack. She could do something in mages, but there's way too much AoE there. And marksmen, it's only air units, so... Yeah, that pretty much does it for her. The way you want to build her is high attack, high crit rate, or crit damage, high attack speed. The general way you want to build most damage dealers. And I mean, her basic her ultimate is her just doing her basic attack with more damage and faster when she's A1. So she does benefit from Infernal Roar. She doesn't. She gets 10% more from Soulbound Arcana if it's still bugged. But apart from that, you could just do either one. It doesn't really matter. Just whatever DPS gear you want to put on her for the role that you're looking for. If you need her a little bit tankier, like I do in the Lysier Void Rift, then that'd be great. But apart from that, let me know if you guys have any other questions or want to know anything more about her. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.